take the least risk. If Tank was really a risky this person he claimed to be.
Gervonta has been quiet on his social media for a while, but he's been making a lot of noise in Shakur's ears with a recent unusual demand for a fight between them.
$1 Santos. Why not fight the that actually for the that pulled out from fighting? This a game where is playing.
During a recent on X Space he hosted, Shakur leaked a call recording with Gervonta, revealing Gervonta's unusual demands for their fight.
Shakur should go out his way to try to make this fight right now.
The fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis is looking closer than ever, especially now that Davis is showing keen interest in making it a reality. Fans have eagerly awaited this matchup for years, but several barriers have prevented it from coming to fruition. However, with Shakur Stevenson's exit from Top Rank and Gervonta Davis's heightened interest, it seems like this highly anticipated bout could happen sooner rather than later. During a recent session he hosted, Shakur Stevenson leaked a call recording with Gervonta Davis, where Davis made unusual demands for their fight. This incident has sparked intense discussions among boxing enthusiasts, further fueling the anticipation for their clash. In the recording, Davis demanded a 70-30th split of the purse, which Stevenson initially thought was a joke. However, his fans found this demand outrageous, believing Stevenson deserves at least 35 to 40% of the earnings given his status as a top fighter. Shakur Stevenson hosted the session to engage with his fans and address their questions. When asked about the potential fight with Gervonta Davis, Stevenson confirmed that Davis had called him, urging him not to be scared of the fight and not to duck when they finally meet in the ring. This candid revelation from Stevenson has added a new layer of excitement to the ongoing saga between the two fighters. Despite the excitement, Stevenson has expressed frustration over the lack of respect he receives in the boxing community. He mentioned that people don't see him defeating top 5 ranked fighters and former champions in the gym. He plans to release sparring footage and a documentary showcasing his entire training process to prove his skills. Stevenson believes that no matter what he does, there will always be criticism. He stated that even if he wins a world championship belt, critics will still find reasons to doubt him. Interestingly, Paul and Mike Perry have agreed to a rematch, but it won't be in a boxing ring. After Paul revealed his comeback to face Tyson, many boxing enthusiasts expressed doubt due to the significant age gap between them. The fight was postponed when Tyson experienced a flare-up of an ulcer. Perry was brought in as a replacement, but he struggled against Paul. The YouTuber-turned-boxer achieved a technical knockout victory over the former UFC star, knocking him down 3 times. This victory helped Paul prove his worth in the ring and put to rest any rumors that the fight might have been rigged. Jake Paul has now announced that he and Platinum Mike Perry have agreed to a rematch, but this time it will be in the Professional Fighters League, PFL. Paul tweeted about the agreement with Perry on July 25th. Paul, who signed a multi-year contract with the PFL in mid-2023, has had his debut delayed due to his boxing commitments. The CEO of the PFL, Peter Murray, supports Jake's efforts to make fighter offers for his debut, and they continue to aim for a quick appearance. Jake may shift his focus to the PFL following his battle against Mike Tyson in mid-November. The prospect of a fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis is highly anticipated. Tyron Woodley's endorsement has added more buzz as the November clash approaches. Woodley, the ex-UFC welterweight champion with more ring time against Paul than anyone else, views this fight as a true test of skill, strategy, and raw power. Woodley observed that Perry's strategy mirrored Tyson's renowned peekaboo defense, designed to close the distance with larger opponents. However, Perry's execution fell short, resulting in his defeat. Woodley explained that Perry didn't slip and step inside, allowing him to be hit with jabs without having an answer. Tyson's coaches invented that style, and he perfected it. Even at his age, Tyson's muscle memory remains intact. Woodley warned that if Tyson can channel his old ferocity and unload with the same power, Paul might be in serious trouble. A flashback to Tyson's glory days could spell lights out for Jake. The critics do have a valid argument. 58-year-old Tyson isn't the same fighter who used to knock opponents out decades ago. However, Woodley views the matchup as intriguingly balanced, with Paul's youth and audacity pitted against Tyson's experience and sheer power. Woodley said Tyson's age is why Paul even has a chance, but betting against Tyson even now is risky. Tyson remains one of the most feared combat athletes ever. Woodley expects that Tyson's natural intimidation factor combined with his refined skills might sway the outcome. He believes Tyson has the capability to knock Paul out. Returning to the highly anticipated Shakur Stevenson vs. Gervonta Davis fight, the dynamics between these two fighters have been fascinating. Stevenson's recent departure from Top Rank and his eagerness to face Davis head-on have brought new hope to boxing fans worldwide. During an SACE session, Stevenson confirmed that Davis had reached out to him, pushing for the fight and making some unconventional demands. This revelation has only heightened the anticipation for what could be one of the most exciting fights in recent memory. Shakur Stevenson has been vocal about his frustration with the lack of big fights despite holding titles in 3 divisions and being a unified world champion in the junior lightweight division. He criticized Davis for often talking about fighting elite fighters, but not following through. Stevenson emphasized that he is ready and willing to fight Davis, urging him to send a contract and make the fight happen. Stevenson's persistence and willingness to take the smaller share of the purse highlight his determination to prove himself in the ring. Stevenson's win over Edwin de los Santos for the World Boxing Council lightweight title was a significant achievement, but he remains focused on a future encounter with Davis. He criticized Frank Martin, who pulled out of a scheduled fight against him, questioning Martin's credibility as an elite fighter. Stevenson's frustration with these setbacks only fuels his desire to face Davis and prove his worth. In a modern era filled with emerging fighters like Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Ryan Garcia, Stevenson's frustration is understandable. Despite his achievements, he has not faced any of his peers, which has led to a sense of stagnation in his career. Stevenson believes that a fight with Davis would not only validate his skills but also provide the challenge he has been seeking. He is adamant that making a fight with Davis is simple, and that all it requires is an offer and a contract. As Stevenson continues to push for this fight, the boxing world watches with bated breath. The potential clash between Stevenson and Davis is more than just a fight. It represents the culmination of years of anticipation and the promise of a showdown between two of the best lightweights in the sport. Both fighters have expressed a common desire to collide and see who is the better fighter. With Vasily Lomachenko opting out, the path is clearer than ever for Stevenson and Davis to meet in the ring. Stevenson's focus on becoming undisputed at 135 libs and his determination to fight Davis highlight his commitment to his career goals. He believes that his time will come and that Davis has nowhere else to go but to face him. For now, Stevenson remains focused on his upcoming fights, but the prospect of a future encounter with Davis looms large. The dynamics between Stevenson and Davis, combined with their respective career trajectories, make this potential fight one of the most exciting prospects in boxing today. As fans eagerly await any developments, the hope is that these two fighters will finally meet in the ring and deliver a match for the ages. Whether Stevenson's determination and skill will prevail over Davis's experience and power remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: this fight, if it happens, will be a defining moment in the careers of both fighters.